What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and do you remember a long time ago I came up with the automatic frunk where just changing the struts would lift it up all by itself. Well, not, you did have to hit the button on the remote. You hit the button and, let me do that again. You hit the button and, whew, this has never happened before. I'm so embarrassed. Let me try it again. Come on, bud. Are you like me, sometimes having trouble getting it up? Having to resort to strange devices just to pop the hood? You're not alone. Some men take blue pills to fix the problem. But not me. What does a 42-year-old person do? We talk to our friends at Hand Show and we power this sucker. That's right, my friends at Hand Show sent out a power frunk for my Model 3. And that's what we're going to install today. Getting rid of these struts. I gotta be honest with you, I took one of the struts off just to make this not work for the video because these things work really well. I've only had a couple instances where it didn't pop open all the way, and I think some of that was due to the very light spring that I put up front here. These work pretty well. I went for probably about 2 months without using the frunk, and that's when I had some issues, but once you open it, it puts pressure back in those, they seem to work just fine. But the power frunk is amazing. I have it in my Model X. I have that video if you'd like to see that. There'll be a link right up over there. The Model X frunk is huge and it's very usable. This is a little smaller but still usable. Having a power version of this is going to be amazing because I already have the power trunk, and you can take a look at that video as well. When you purchase something from Hand Show is the company who makes these struts for all the other companies that sell similar products like this. So when you get it directly from the manufacturer of the parts, you save. And with my code, you save even more. You save another $50. So frunk or trunk, $450. Yes, it sounds like a lot when you're comparing $25 for the struts. They're more expensive if you don't buy them on Amazon. And it does take a little bit of installation. There's a lot more installers all over the country. One coming locally here soon in North Carolina. This is customizable. You can use Siri with it. You can use Alexa probably. I don't know, I'm more of an Apple guy. Make your car smarter. It's already the smartest car in the world. Let's make it even smarter. So I'm going to do kind of a full installation video. Really not really. There's other videos out there that are full installation ones. My friend from the Frugal Tesla guy, he and I partnered a long time ago when we did this with Hand Show before. He did a great video. He had someone install it and he categorized the whole thing. He did a great job with that. So really, you're taking out the frunk, putting the struts, the struts that come with the package, and I'll show you everything in the package. And then you're hooking everything up to the battery here. There's a control computer, and then you're messing with a little bit of the mechanism up front here. And that's pretty much it. Everything is easy to get to in the Model 3, so there shouldn't have any issues whatsoever if you want to do it yourself. If not, I'll put a list of all the places that install that I'm aware of, but pretty much any place that installs a stereo or does aftermarket parts, not a chain place, but at places that do suspension, wheels, and tires and things like that, they can install this. The instructions are easy to follow. Big pictures, easy to follow. These instructions are in English. My first ones weren't. So, awesome company to work with. If you have any questions, you can contact them and they can work through things. But right now, I'm gonna jump in over to the bench here and show you everything that comes in the package. I'm gonna show you my package. I already did with my blue pills here, erect it. These are sold separately. These do not come in the package. Of course, I already showed you the instructions. This right here is the computer. This is what everything hooks up to. Power, the lead lines, everything that you're gonna need is gonna go into that, and they put a nice waterproof sleeve that you'll probably put in there and mount this somewhere, which is really nice. All the wiring is easy to get to. You don't have to feed this through any hard places, so this should be fairly easy to install. The two struts themselves with the power cables, very long cables. You'll tie these up for the extra that you don't use. More wiring with a inline fuse and a buzzer. You can have a buzzer so this beeps if you'd like to. I turned this off, or just unplugged it really, in the trunk because I didn't want to hear that beep, but you're going to need this when you install it for how fast it goes up and down. And then we have The new motor that will pop the mechanism up front and have the safety latch. This is actually a safety latch from underneath. If you need to get in, if maybe an accident, you need to pull this, it'll manually open the frunk, sorry. And then this is the new cabling that we'll have to install, and some zip ties and some 3M pads, which they give you way more than you need. And that's about it. Really not a whole lot to it. It looks very intimidating, but it's really not. So I'm gonna take out the frunk. All this plastic comes out. You're using a 10mm socket. I'm gonna use a drill with that. Gets all that out very easily. I've taken that apart many, many times. And then I'll show you what it looks like after that. All right, super fast, easy to get out the frunk. This is the wiring for what's up here now. This is the 12-volt battery that you're gonna hook everything up to. This is for the frunk that I have. So we're just gonna hook another one right up to that. We're gonna have the control module somewhere over here. We're gonna be working a lot up front here, keeping away from a lot of things, because you don't want anything hot. These things get hot. You don't wanna press anything on here, but there's a lot of room in here. When you take the frunk out, there's actually quite a bit of room. So we can mount things here, mount things over here. We can even mount something on here, I believe. So with all that being said, I'm gonna get things organized. I'm gonna start putting things where it needs to go. Maybe I'll do a time lapse, not sure. Might just show you on tricky parts, because like I said, the instructions are very good. They've gone through and made really good instructions now. I don't see why many people can't install this themselves now. So I'm already up to number 8 on this, so I'm going to show you where it's at right now, because there's a couple confusing things on the pictures. The pictures are small, so where I'm at right now is this is the mechanism. I haven't mounted that yet, but the cord that comes up here is there's a bracket. Once you take this screw out, there's a bracket that goes underneath that screw, so it bolts it down tight, and there's a little pin underneath there that you have to latch it onto. And then this little piece grabs onto, hopefully you can see this, but attaches there. It should look just like this when you're done. If you're looking at the directions and seeing the parts, it'll make sense. And then you attach this spring to where the factory spring was. This is going to open this along with a safety latch as well. Or this is the safety latch. Can't remember which one it is, but on to number 9. So it is all finished. And if you go to your app as you're walking up to it, can you see it? As you go to your app, you can hit the yes, and it opens up. It springs open, and you can close it from the app as well. You can adjust those open and close speeds. And what's really nice is you put something in here. You can use the button. I have the button set up here so you can close it that way. Or if you don't want to bend over, you can just grab it and start pulling down on it, and it's going to engage that to close. Now I still have to adjust how far down it goes once I put the frunk and everything in here, but you can use right on the screen. You can open it from the screen. So I'm going to hit the button now, and it's going to open up. One difference that this has is you cannot use the screen. You can't use the button on the screen to close this. I think it's more of a safety feature because, sorry Bob. I think that's more of a safety feature because you really should make sure that it's closed from the outside before you start driving. Yes, the car is going to let you know if it's closed or not, but you really should pay attention to it to make sure that it's closed. The trunk is something different. You can drive away and not much is going to happen, but this flying up could really damage your windshield, whatever. You really should make sure it's closed from the outside, either by hitting the button down below or just yanking on it. So let me just give you an overview of what I've done here and take a look at the video. What's really cool is on the instruction guide, they give you this QR code. You pull that up on your phone and that'll take you right to the installation video that they have. The Frugal Tesla guy gave him the footage for the installation because he had someone else install it. Obviously, the strut power is running down to here. I have it all bundled up here. This is the brains of it. I'm going to run a zip tie over this. This is the inline fuse. That's the one for the trunk. I have this line running all the way over to this strut on this side. The mechanism is zip tied down here. This will be removed so I can put the frunk back in. There's a safety line that comes through and attaches to here, so if something's not working, you can manually open it. But this only works if there's power to the car, so this won't work. It won't open up if you're not around. And then you just tidy up all the wires, and we put the frunk back in. Make sure nothing is in the way. You know where the frunk bolts down to, so you don't want to use these as tie points, but you just try to make the wiring neat. And I'm sure some IT guy is having a heart attack because this isn't really clean. It's not too bad, actually. I think I did pretty good. So I'm gonna button this up, put the frunk and everything back in place, adjust everything to make it so everything's level, even so nothing's sitting down or all that stuff. That's gonna take some fiddling. These adjustments are for the top once we get the frunk in there. That should just set everything in place anyway. And if you do need to move any of the mechanisms here, this bolt and this bolt, you can move everything around. You probably can't see too well, but there's some fine tuning you can do. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know you'll enjoy the frunk. It's a great addition to the Model 3. This same exact thing should work for the Model Y. There shouldn't be any differences on that. I didn't really have to do much for fitting. The way it sits down onto the frunk is the positioning of how the gaps are and everything. So I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was just close the frunk. And then when you open it, you have your full frunk, everything reassembled, plenty of space up there. You can either use the app, the button, or you can pull on it. Either way you do it, oof, just kidding. Either way you do it, just go to the hand show or the link down below. You can pick this up for the Model 3, the trunk or the frunk. You can pick it up for the Model X frunk, or you can pick it up for the Model S frunk. And I'll be having that video soon. Just another great way to enjoy your Tesla and make it more convenient and smarter. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, stay positive, and make it a great day. And if you need the boner pills, call your doctor.